Hi everyone, it's Elena and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm so excited because I am finally going back to bullet journal videos, which are some of my favorites to film. I really enjoy bullet journaling, and I know that a lot of other people do too, so I really wanted to film me doing my bullet journal again because I really liked when I did this video almost a year ago, and I really want to get back to doing it. I wanted to touch briefly too on why I like bullet journaling, because I hear so many people say, you know, I don't have the time for that, that's just too much, I'm not good at drawing. Those are all things that I'm so guilty of saying because I'm not a creative person, nor do I feel like I have the time to sit down and draw all the time. I believe that my first two semesters of college, I bullet journaled the entire way through, and oh my gosh, I genuinely believe that bullet journaling made college so much less stressful for me because I had that one day a week where I could push all of my homework and assignments aside and just turn on YouTube whatever I wanted. If I wanted to watch an Amanda H. Lee video, a Tana Mojo video, I don't know, anything that I wanted, and just draw. And I just think that this was so therapeutic for me because at the time I didn't like giving myself a break. I was genuinely a psychopath. I would time my showers so that I would only spend 10 to 20 minutes in the shower so that I could jump right back into studying. I was an actual psychopath about school. I just had to get everything done and be in control of my life. And I genuinely believe that bullet journaling made me calm down about life because it allowed me to be hey, you don't need to spend all that time, doing that. You can take time to yourself to relax and revive and sleep and not panic about everything that's going on in your life. I genuinely believe that bullet journaling did help me with anxieties of life, just test anxiety and having, leaving the house anxiety, because I got that too because I was so anxious about not doing work that it consumed my entire life. And I'm sure many of you that are in college, university, or any other work or anything can definitely relate that sometimes it consumes you and that's all you think about, all you want to do, and all you feel like you need to do all the time. And if that is you, I genuinely encourage you to try bullet journaling. You don't need all of the fancy pens. You don't need all of the fancy drawing equipment or the fancy book. Literally, if you go back to the original bullet journaling videos where they explain what bullet journaling is, it is a way to be more productive and a way to control your life. Just a lot of people have taken it to their own idea and made it sort of a diary / build your own planner. So obviously, if that's not something that you want to do, you can look back at those videos. Actually, I will link the original how to start a bullet journal video below because I think that that's so important to watch before you even begin bullet journaling. So I'm going to link that below. So if you're really interested in that, go check that out. I'm serious. It's really great. Also, so if you're somebody who wants to get into the more creative side of bullet journaling, or just really want to have a very aesthetically pleasing bullet journal, there are lots of channels that you can watch that definitely show how to start a bullet journal. But anyway, I really enjoy bullet journaling, and I think that if you're somebody who is consumed by the anxieties of life, you might find that bullet journaling might change your life and really help you accept your mistakes and feel more in control of your life. So if that's something that you want to try, or you just like to watch these videos, or you already have a bullet journal and you want to do a different type of spread for the next month and you're interested in the spread that I created here, then I'm going to hand you over to the voiceover so you can keep on watching.
Okay, you guys, so for this spread for June, I decided that I wanted to do a lemon theme. I've never drawn fruit before or really anything like this before in my entire life, but I figured it might be kind of fun because lemons are in now. I went to H&M the other day and there is lemon printed everything and I'm really into it, and I feel like it's just a very cute summer theme. I want to go ahead and show you guys the photo that inspired this theme really quickly. I found it on Pinterest and I thought it was very, very beautiful, and I definitely am not this artistic, but I wanted to use it as a reference photo for my rendition of it because it's not going to look as beautiful or as artistically done as this picture, but I definitely want to do my own very doable drawing of it. So if you're not artistic like I am or creative, this is what I like to do. I usually go on Pinterest, find inspiration, and sort of close out of the picture so that I don't copy it completely and do my own rendition of the style. So obviously my lemons are a little bit pointier at the end. My branches are not as artistic. They're just black lines that I drew with a pencil, and the leaves are not quite as beautiful. Honestly, I was expecting this to be much, much harder to draw, but as long as you picture a lemon in your head and how round it is, or pull up a reference photo, it is quite easy after a couple tries. So I really wanted this theme to have sort of a storybook-like feel. Most of my pictures in my bullet journal, the way that I draw them is very storybook-like. I like them to sort of have that feel of like a child storybook. I'm obsessed with the way that that looks. I think it just looks so real and like kind on the eyes, and it puts a lot less pressure on me personally because I feel like, hey, no big deal. It's supposed to look a little messy because it's a storybook theme. So I really enjoy doing pictures like this. And I think that if you also are not a super duper creative person like myself, then you might benefit from trying to draw your pictures as such. Now I'm just going over my pencil with one of my Pigma microns. This is, I believe, the 05 Pigma micron. So it is kind of small, which allows for the little details of the branches and the leaves to not be super big. So I really, really liked this size for outlining the pencil. Obviously, you don't need to go in first with pencil, but because I make lots of mistakes and this is my first time bullet journaling in a whole year, I really wanted to start out with pencil to make sure that if I did mess up something very blatantly, I could go back and erase it. I ended up making this leaf right there and it looks terrible, and yeah, but you know what, like I said in the beginning, you just kind of have to own your mistakes and just like pretend that they don't exist and just kind of be like, yeah, I messed up right there and it kind of sucks and I'm not really sure how to fix it, but it's okay. And honestly, if somebody would have told me a really long time ago that I would have been able to say that to myself and really truly mean it, I would have called them a liar. I genuinely have such a hard time accepting my mistakes, but now it's just so much easier and I genuinely don't mind it, and I can genuinely laugh at myself now because it's hilarious. That leaf looks absolutely ridiculous. So after I messed up on that leaf, I colored in the lemons with a Tombow dual brush pen from the pastel collection, that pastel yellow. I really just liked how faint it was. And then I created lines within the lemon leaves. I put a line through it, and then the picture had like vertical stripes, you know, from the how do I explain this? That middle line that goes through the leaf, those horizontal lines that touch the end of the leaf. I drew those in, and then with my Crayola supertip marker, I went in with a dark color in the middle of the leaf and then went in with a lighter color on the edges and blended it together, and it really looks cute. And then I went in with this sort of orangey yellow color and made a C shape on the left side of the lemon, only keeping it on that left side, not going over to the right. And then I used my Pigma micron to make little black dots, keeping them more concentrated towards the orange line and then sort of fanning them out into the rest of the lemon. Those represent the little pores in a lemon. And then I just went in with my Tombow fudenosuke hard brush tip pen to do my calligraphy that says June. And then I used my Pigma micron to draw lines next to the downstrokes of the lettering to accent it. Okay, so for my monthly spread, I wanted to try this floating box trend. I saw Amanda Reachley do it and I really liked it. So I just went ahead in and roughly tried to figure out where I was going to be able to fit the boxes, so don't mind all of my doodles. I also went in with my Pigma micron. This would be I believe the 1 size. I don't know what it's called, but it's just like the number 1. And I just went in and outlined those boxes. I really like the way that this looks. It looks very clean, and I think I'm really going to enjoy doing this for most of my monthly spreads. Then I just went in and erased all of the pencil. So above each of the boxes, to put the days of the weeks, I filled in this little black rectangle that is the space between 2 dots, and I did this with a Tombow fudenosuke pen, but you can just use a regular black marker. It doesn't really matter. And then I went in with a Tombow dual brush pen, that yellow that I used in the beginning, and I used the smaller size to make these little circles at the top right of each box to put the date. And then at the top with my Jelly Roll white pen, I just went in and put the days of the week. And then with a Pigma micron in the 05, I just filled in each of the yellow circles with the date, and then with a Crayola supertip marker, I just went ahead and did calligraphy for the month of June, and then I just put, like Amanda Reachley, because I really enjoy this, putting the YouTube tracker at the side of the month. And then I wanted to doodle a lemon branch at the top of the monthly spread because the theme is lemons after all. I also just wanted to do the calligraphy with the Crayola super tip marker because I wanted to show that you don't need all these fancy pens to be able to do calligraphy. I went to Walmart after watching a lot of YouTube videos when I first started bullet journaling and bought a Crayola super tip marker box, I think for it had to have been at least like $12, which really isn't bad, and I was able to do all of the calligraphy and all of the fun things that everybody else was doing for a very fair price. And then as I started getting, more into bullet journaling, I started investing in the Pigma microns and things like that, which I ordered off of Amazon, and I will link some of those tools below so that you guys can go ahead and check those out if you are interested. Now I wanted to make some other different spreads. I wanted to make a YouTube ideas spread. I actually messed it up the first time, so I just went over it with a index card where I wrote YouTube ideas on it and then just pasted it right over top of it. That's a great way to fix mistakes, by the way. I really enjoy doing that too because I really like the way that the white index card looks on top of the sort of like ivory colored paper. If you don't want to include this or you're not into filming YouTube videos, you can obviously do whatever else you'd like or just do a brain dump. So over here on the right side of the page, I'm doing a bunch of lemon branches because I'm going to try to do a mood tracker. I've never done one of these before, and I figured I would try it for you guys because I feel like I never include very interesting spreads with these videos. I just sort of do my monthly, my weekly, and kind of end it there. But I really want to try getting into a mood tracker because I feel like sometimes I become a very moody person for no reason, and then I don't realize that I'm being moody, and then everyone around me is like, why are you so grumpy? You know what I mean? And then I'm like, oh, I guess I was kind of grumpy yesterday and I didn't even realize it. So I figured this might be a really, really interesting spread for me because I feel like lately I've been kind of sad because I'm away from school. I know that's so weird, right? But when I'm at school, I'm with all of my friends, and when I'm home, I do have a lot of my friends here, but it's harder because I'm not in an environment where I can see them every day, all the time. I'm just sort of stuck inside and working and, just doing nothing. So I figured this would be a good way to track how I'm feeling every day so that I can sort of monitor my feelings, because I feel like sometimes my feelings take a hold of me and I almost feel out of control. So I feel like this might be a really good spread for me. So next month when I make my next spread, I'll definitely tell you guys how I felt about this spread, if I could complete it every day, or if I felt like it was helping me understand my feelings. So let me go ahead and explain what's going on here. So basically I'm just drawing a bunch of branches back and forth on the page and trying to fit 30 lemons on all of these branches. Honestly, I kind of like it, but at first I was like, man, this looks really ugly and like clustered. I kind of hate this. I don't know how I feel about it, but honestly, now that it's done and I'm like looking at it, it's actually kind of cute. So I think this would be really, really cute for a mood tracker. So I just went ahead and instead of filling in the lemons with yellow, because I'll be coloring them a color based on my mood, I just went in with that sort of orangey yellow color and made that C shape on the left side, put in the black dots more concentrated on the orange line, and then sort of feathering out of the lemon towards the right side, if that makes sense, to create these sort of dimples. And then I created a mood legend at the bottom where more yellow is happy and more orange is sad. And then I just went in with the Crayola supertip markers with the darker color in the middle and the lighter color on the outside for the leaves. As for numbering the lemons to their corresponding day of the mood that they represent, I'm just going to do that each day. I'll just put a little number inside of the lemon after I color it in. Now we're going to get into my weekly spread. So at first I went in with this Bic pen and I hated it, so then I went back in with my 1 Pigma micron, size 1 Pigma micron, I have no idea. And then I just used that Pigma micron to go ahead and write in cursive the day of the week. And I went ahead and ignored Saturday and Sunday and just put in weekend, because I just figured I never use both days of the weekend to fill in anything, because obviously I'm not really doing anything on those days except for relaxing or other little things. So I just went ahead and put weekend, because during the summer I'm not really doing anything, so I don't need the 2 separate days to write down tasks or things like that. So for this particular doodle of lemons, I wanted to go ahead and put in a brown branch because I wanted it to be different than the others. So I just went in with a Crayola supertip marker, put in a brown line, and then I traced it with a black Pigma micron, so that when I went in with the black Pigma micron to draw the leaves and the lemons, it wouldn't look weird hanging off a branch that is just brown. So it looks more cohesive when the brown line or branch is traced with the black Pigma micron. I also forgot to date the days of the week because I don't know, I just like wasn't thinking. So I'm definitely going to put that at the bottom of each box in case you were curious why I didn't label that. It was definitely an accident. I did not mean to do that at all. And then when I was done doodling, I just went ahead and made a calligraphy June at the top left. So here is the completed bullet journal for this month of June. I am so excited with how it turned out. I was really experimenting with how everything looked and tried some new things. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and maybe you're inspired to start your own bullet journal. If you recreate any parts of this spread, please let me know. Follow all my social media and share it with me because that would be super cool, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!